I'm in Dr. Hooves' lab, and there's so many buttons. I've been waiting all day to sneak in here and push every single one. Alarms? You think that means something went wrong? Warning! Don't be like me. Do not attempt this process without adult assistance or supervision. This tutorial requires the use of a heated curling iron that can reach high temperatures. Misuse of the iron may result in painful burns or damage to your toys. Ask an adult before proceeding.
Hey, so I get this question a lot, especially since pony hair has been kinda weird lately. Yeah, I have a super shiny hair tutorial, but that doesn't really help if the hair is damaged. So this is how I transform a pony from frizzy damaged to shiny and chic. These steps in this tutorial were pretty much lifted from the G1 pony collectors community. Cause hey, if it's gonna work on 30-year-old synthetic nasty hair, it should work on a pony that was just manufactured recently. Though I've added my own twist to it, as I played scientist to discover what works best for me. And guys, don't try this on ponies with sparkly tinsel in their hair. It's just gonna fry. So the supply list includes a brush, some hand lotion, or I guess this is actually body lotion, but I would make sure it's unscented and unflavored and unweird, shampoo, and conditioner, and a spritzer bottle filled with water. So yeah, I was drawing on the driveway in 1994. You'll also need a magic wand, also known as a curling iron with a clip. This is a super cheap 14-buck half-inch curling iron by Conair with a ton of different heat settings. And last, but definitely not least, you need a super frizzy-haired pony. Meadow Flower here has some pretty interesting hair. It's, well, gross. It's really dry and the ends are absolutely fried. Just to illustrate, here's good hair versus whatever Meadow Flower has going on. How did it even get like this? Maybe it was that voyage from China. So for the first part of this process, we're gonna be hanging out in the bathroom. I'm starting by wetting Meadow's hair with warm water, and once it's soaked, you can tell exactly where the frizz starts. Next, it's time for shampoo. After lathering her hair, I'm gonna whip out a brush. Starting at the tips, I'm gonna gently work my way up towards the base of Meadow's mane and tail. The idea is to get rid of all the tangles. Now I'm going to use scissors to cut off any raggedy edges. I'm going to divide Meadow's mane into 3 sections and brush through and smooth out each one. Then I'm going to snip off any orphan hairs that are a little bit too long. Next, I'm going to do the same for the tail. After rinsing with warm water, it's time to put more gunk in Meadow's hair because obviously shampoo alone didn't put a dent in the frizz. So bring out the conditioner, and I'm going to fully saturate Meadow's mane and tail. I'm also brushing through to ensure it's distributed evenly. At this point, if Meadow had fairly decent hair, I would let her sit for a few hours, rinse with warm water, and be done. Unfortunately, that ain't the case. She's still the queen of frizz. So we're moving to the floor. And it's time to lotion Meadow Flower up. I know it's weird and unconventional, but lotion prevents the hair from getting too dry while applying heat. And while using the curling iron, you really want the hair to remain slick while it glides through. Even once it's dry, it remains greasy, which is exactly what I'm going for. Okay, curling iron, start at the lowest setting and choose a teeny tiny piece of hair to test it on because it can melt. And then slowly work your way up until you get the results you're looking for. Level 10 is the sweet spot on mine, but these things get hot. If you're one of my younger viewers, please ask an adult for help. I'm starting with the tail, and I usually divide that into 4 sections. Starting at the base, I'm going to insert the iron and slowly slide it towards the end of the tail. Word of warning, do not let the iron come into contact with the pony's eyes or cutie mark because it will melt and smear the paint. So I'm going to repeat sliding the iron through this section a couple of times, at least until most of the frizz is gone. Then I'm shifting focus to the tips, which are usually the hardest to defrizz. You're going to want to brush through the tips to kind of rearrange the hairs, and then apply the heat and really focus it on the very end. I usually do it in a curling motion and ensure the clamp is as tight as possible. Essentially, the hair needs to be flattened and pulled straight. And I'm going to repeat this process several times because I want to ensure there's no frizz left and every single strand is free of kinks. Okay, so I think we're finally there. This section of hair looks perfectly smooth and straight. Now, to lock these results in place, I'm going to insert the iron at the base of the section again and run it through a few times. I'm then going to clamp the ends and twirl the iron around while pulling the section as tight and straight as possible. I'm basically creating a ringlet. I'm then holding the iron in place for a few seconds to let everything set. After, I'm gently removing the iron, and bam! You have perfectly beautiful hair! So here's a very quick before and after. This looks like a pretty significant difference to me. Now, using the spritzer, I'm making sure the hair is still damp, and I'm going to repeat this process for the remaining sections of the tail. Okie dokie, shiny beautiful tail done! I mean, check it out, it's completely free of frizz. Now Meadow Flower is going to channel her inner owl and turn her head completely around. I'm also dampening her mane and applying more lotion because it's getting a little dry. Alrighty, let's divide this sucker into little sections and get to it with the iron. Okay, let me slow down for just a second to show you the difference in what I've done and what I haven't done. You have to admit, that's pretty awesome. Okay, so that took about a half hour, but Meadow Flower looks pretty great. She's frizz-free and loving life, especially after I washed all the greasy gunk out of her hair. Okie dokie, now we're back to the bathroom where I'm going to shampoo and condition this little pony. I'm using warm water and I'm not really going to worry about retaining any of the curls left over in her hair from the defrizzing process. A lot of times people curl a pony's hair to hide frizz, but I want it to be apparent what the true results are for this procedure. So I've rinsed everything out of Meadow Flower's hair, and now it's just time to set her aside and let her dry overnight. And here she is, completely dry. Her hair is completely smooth and shiny, but I wouldn't recommend brushing it a whole lot while it's dry. It's still of a slightly cheaper quality, but if you spritz and dampen before styling, you should be good to go. So that's how I defrizz pony hair. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, please click subscribe. You can also follow me on social media for behind the scenes, pictures, and other junk. You guys have a good one.
What's wrong?
Quick, you have to run! I was experimenting in the lab and out came a giant blue bush! Ah!
Excuse me, dear, have you seen a cross-eyed pony? I'm lost and I think she might be the only one who can help me find my way home.
She went that way?
Thank you, sweetie.
Oh, well, I guess that could have been me in a few years. If you're still watching, put Perfume Puff in the comments. Bye.